In this video, I'll show you the most key tips and tricks you need to know to use Midjourney and create the images you want. If you have never used Midjourney, in the description, I will leave a link to another video, where you can see step by step how to start your own server in Discord, where to invite Midjourney bot and how to start in general. And now I will show you some basic tips and tricks. Tip 1. Use the settings before generating the images. In your Discord, enter / in the field and select settings, and then enter on your computer keyboard. It can now select your preferred version, as well as several additional settings that you can turn on or off, such as high quality, several different styles, and most importantly, remix mode, so that you can then see the remix button on the generated images. 2. Using the different versions. You can choose here from the settings the version with which to generate the images. Midjourney routinely releases new model versions to improve efficiency, coherence, and quality. For example, version 5 is a model that has very high coherence, excels at interpreting natural language prompts, has a higher resolution, and supports advanced features, such as repeating tiled patterns, but about this feature, I'll talk a little later. And the Niji version is best suited for anime-styled images. The latest model is the default, but other models can be used using the version, or V parameter, which you need to put at the end of the prompt. 3. How to write prompts basic. The Imagine command generates a unique image from a short text description. First, type a Imagine prompt, or select the Imagine command from the /commands pop-up. Next, type a description of the image you want to create in the prompt field. Bot Midjourney takes about a minute to generate 4 result images. Generating an image activates the Midjourney free trial. Trial users can take approximately 25 images before they need to subscribe. For example, Imagine prompt, seascape in Impressionism style. Basically, let me tell you that Midjourney is not case sensitive and also ignores different types of punctuation, such as periods, question mark, and others. Later in the video, I'll show you different tricks for writing prompts that produce results in different styles or when using different parameters. 4. Use the aspect ratio parameter, or R, to specify your desired aspect ratio of the images you generate. By default, images are generated as squares, i.e. the ratio is 1:1. But when you have a specific application for the images you generate, you can also set a specific aspect ratio. For example, when I want an image to post on YouTube, I set an aspect ratio of 16:9. Then after the prompt, I put R16:9. As a result, I get an image in an ideal aspect ratio of 16:9. If I'm going to use a vertical image for a phone, I'll choose R9:16. When designing for tumblers that I will submit on a print-on-demand basis, I enter the recommended R ratio of 27:22 to 23:25. When designing for 11-ounce cups, I enter the recommended ratio, R 24:80 to 11:22. Of course, if you don't know the exact dimensions you need that aren't a square, you can always use the ratios R2:3, which will give you a rectangle with the long side vertical, or R3:2, which will give you a rectangle with the long side horizontal. 5. Use Upscale and make variation. After the generated images appear, 2 rows of buttons appear below them. The U1, U2, U3, U4 buttons under each image grid are used to upscale the selected image. Accordingly, the U buttons zoom in on an image, generating a larger version of the selected image and adding more detail. The V buttons create slight variations of the selected image. Creating a variant generates 4 new images similar to the general style and composition of the selected image. Here I will indicate that for the remix I want to change the model version. This button performs a re-roll. In this case, it will rerun the original row, creating a new grid of images. 6. Use panning an image. The pan option allows you to expand the canvas of an image in a chosen direction without changing the content of the original image. The newly expanded canvas will be filled in using guidance from the prompt and the original image. Pan allows you to increase the image resolution beyond the maximum pixels by 1024 pixels dimensions in one direction. Pan is compatible with Midjourney model version 5, 5.1, 5.2, and Niji 5. When panning, only the closest 512 pixels to the side of the image, along with the prompt, are used to determine the new section. 7. Use remix mode. Use remix mode to change prompts, parameters, model versions, or aspect ratios between variations. Remix will take the general composition of your starting image and use it as part of the new job. Remixing can help change the setting or lighting of an image, evolve a subject, or achieve tricky compositions. To remix and upscale, select Make Variations. You can use Strong Remix or Subtle Remix. I will choose Strong Remix, and add in my prompt, and in the sky a flock of glarus flies. And indeed, in the new 4 images, a flock of birds is already present. It is truly unique how quickly and easily this is achieved. 8. Use Zoom Out. The Zoom Out option allows you to extend the canvas of an upscaled image beyond its original boundaries, without changing the content of the original image. The newly expanded canvas will be filled in using guidance from the prompt and the original image. Zoom Out does not increase the maximum 1024 by 1024 pixel size of an image. Zoom Out buttons will appear after upscaling an image. I choose Zoom Out 2 times, and I'll show you the differences here. This is the first image. And this is the second one. You can clearly see how the big rock has moved away, and there is more in the foreground than the seashore. With Make Square you can adjust the aspect ratio of a non-square image to make it square. If the original aspect ratio is wide, landscape, it will be expanded vertically. If it is tall, portrait, it will be expanded horizontally. The emoji next to the Make Square button also indicates which way the image will be expanded. The Make Square button will appear underneath non-square upscaled images. 10. Save your image. Click on the image to open it to full size, and then right-click and choose Save Image. On mobile, long tap the image and then tap the download icon in the top right corner. 11. Use image prompts. Image URLs can be added to a prompt to influence the style and content of the finished result. Image URLs always go at the front of a prompt. You can use images as part of a prompt to influence a job's composition, style, and colors. Images prompts can be used alone or with text prompts. Experiment with combining images with different styles for the most exciting results. To add images to a prompt, type or paste the web address where the image is stored online. The address must end in an extension like .png, .gif, or .jpg. After adding image addresses, add any additional text and parameters to complete the prompt. Prompts must have 2 images or 1 image and text to work. An image URL must be a direct link to an online image. Your file should end in .png, .gif, .web, .jpg, or .jpeg. In most browsers, right-click or long press an image and select Copy Image Address to get the URL. I will demonstrate it to you quickly. I googled an image of a girl in a summer field, for example this one. Next, I looked up Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. I stand with the right button and select Copy Image Address first on one image, put the URL address in the prompt, then copy the address of the second image, put it in the prompt as well. Then I write this text, Mona Lisa in a summer field. Yes, it didn't count Mona Lisa much in this result, but it's Niji 5 version, which is very good in manga and anime images, that's why the result is like that. So I will run the same prompt, but with version 5. I copy the prompt and put v-5 at the end. I got an image that really shows a sum of the two images. 12. Upload an image to Discord. How to upload your image. From this plus here, you choose Upload a file. Press Enter to send your image. Discord desktop app. Right-click on the image and select Copy Link, not Copy Message Link. Once we've uploaded our image, we can use it for image prompts, the same way I showed in the previous example. 13. Use the image weight parameter IO. While we're on the subject of image prompts, it's good to know that you can use the image weight parameter. Use the image weight parameter to adjust the importance of the image versus text portion of a prompt. The default value, 1 version 5, is used when no weight parameter is specified. Higher our values mean the image prompt will have more impact on the finished job. Here is the default weighted score. And now I'm going to reduce the weight of the image to 0.5. Imagine prompt, image link and text birthday cake, 0.5. You can see how the sunflowers dominate the image, at the expense of the cake. Experiment. Sometimes very interesting results are obtained. This example here clearly shows how you could get a good image, or a grotesque one. Here, where the weight parameter is 0.5, it can be seen that sunflowers have been added as an element to the image. And here, where the weight parameter is 2, the image generated from the text is added as an element to the uploaded image. Tip 14. Use the ability to blend two or more images. How it works. I enter a slash and choose blend. Then I upload two images and select enter from the computer keyboard. The blend command allows you to upload 2 to 5 images quickly, and then looks at the concepts and aesthetics of each image, and merges them into a novel new image. And here, the images are mixed. It's good to remember that blend does not work with text prompts. To use text and image prompts together, use image prompts and text with Imagine. 15. Remove objects from the image with the no parameter. The no parameter tells the Midjourney bot what not to include in your image. For example, I have a generated winter landscape, but I want one without the trees. Then I can try this prompt, winter landscape, no trees, branches, bushes. This is the result. There are really almost no trees. It is also very important to know that in your prompts you should focus on what you want, not what you don't want, and then you will get better results. 16. Adjust the chaos parameter. At the end of the prompt, you put chaos and number, and you can choose a value between 0 and 100. This is how you change how varied the results will be. Higher values produce more unusual and unexpected generations. If you put a low chaos parameter, you will get 4 numbers of very similar images. If you put a high chaos parameter, you will get 4 very different images. To use this parameter, add chaos and value or C and value to the end of your prompt. Prompt example, imagine prompt, strawberry cake hybrid. This is the result of obtaining 4 similar images. And now the same prompt, but with chaos 70. Imagine prompt, strawberry cake hybrid C70. Here it is clearly seen that the 4 images are quite different from each other. 17. Run the task multiple times with the repeat parameter. The repeat, or R parameter, runs a job multiple times. You can combine repeat with other parameters, like chaos, to increase the pace of your visual exploration. Repeat accepts values 2 to 4 for basic subscribers, between 2 and 10 for standard subscribers, and between 2 and 40 for pro and mega subscribers. Here I confirm that I want 5 executions of the task. The repeat parameter can only be used in fast and turbo GPU mode. To use the parameter, add repeat and value, or R and value, to the end of your prompt. Very details galaxy inside a cup of coffee, white background, full design, 6 colors only, solid colors, no shadows, sticker, bright colors, R interval 5, C70. Since I used the chaos parameter with a high value, I will also get different results. 18. Seed. Identical seed values using model versions 4, 5, and Niji will produce nearly identical images. Later in the video, I'll show you a better way to create characters with a consistent character, but you can experiment with how this parameter works for you. First, you need to upscale the image you will use for seed. Then you select Add Reaction, and you have to look for the male icon. Once you select it, it will send a message to the Midjourney bot where you can see the seed number of that image. Then in the prompt, you copy the original prompt, then put in some extra text to change the expression, movement, or whatever, and specify the seed number. It doesn't always work very well, but it sometimes generates good enough images with a similar character sequence. Here, I would say that the first and third images can be said to be from the same seed. (19) Create more realistic characters, cinematic scenes, or cuter characters with the style parameter. The style parameter fine-tunes the aesthetic of some Midjourney model versions. Adding a style parameter can help you create more photorealistic images, cinematic scenes, or cuter characters. Default model version 5.2 and the previous version 5.1 accept Style Raw. I currently have version 5.2 selected. For example, this prompt, Poppy's Meadow at Sunrise, which is without the style parameter, looks like this. In fact, the images look downright wonderful. And now I'm going to play the same prompt, but I'm going to add Style Raw to the end. We now have much more detail in these results. If I upscale and then open the image in a browser, the many details of this already stylized image are now clearly visible. Then, model version Niji 5 accepts Style Cute, Style Scenic, Style Original, or Style Expressive. Style Cute creates charming and adorable characters, props, and settings. For example, imagine prompt, a witch anime with mythical powers, preferably in witchy clothing PFP style. And here I have specified Style Cute Niji 5, where indeed the images differ in style. 20. Stylize. Stylize, or S parameter, influences how strongly Midjourney's default aesthetic style is applied to jobs. The Midjourney bot has been trained to produce images that favor artistic color, composition, and forms. The Stylize parameter influences how strongly this training is applied. Low stylization values produce images that closely match the prompt, but are less artistic. High stylization values create images that are very artistic, but less connected to the prompt. Stylize's default value is 100 and accepts integer values 0 to 1000. These are images with this prompt: flower still life with various fruits, oil paint style, painted with a knife. And this is the same prompt, but now with Stylize 1000. Influence of Stylize on Niji5. I will run the same prompt, but with the Niji5 model without Stylize. And also with Stylize 1000. You can definitely see the difference in results when using the different models. Version 5 gives more detailed, almost photographic images, while Niji5 responds with a different type of images, more suitable, for example, for comics, manga, or anime. 21. Create seamless images using tile. Tile parameter generates images that can be used as repeating tiles to create seamless patterns. You can use the parameter, for example, when designing designs for cups, tumblers, fabrics, and more that you might sell on Etsy. For example, with this prompt, I made a mug design with a seamless strawberry pattern. In the prompt, I put the required aspect ratio, then put tile. After creating such an image, you can check the result in Seamless Pattern Checker to see the tile repeat. And this is another design with 3D flowers. It can be seen that it is also trouble-free. 22. Explore unconventional aesthetics with the weird parameter. This parameter introduces quirky and offbeat qualities to your generated images, resulting in unique and unexpected outcomes. Weird accepts values from 0 to 3000. The default weird value is 0. Weird is compatible with Midjourney model versions 5, 5.1, and 5.2, and weird is not fully compatible with seeds. The optimal weird value is dependent on the prompt and requires experimentation. Try starting with smaller values, such as 250 or 500, and then go up or down from there. To use the weird parameter, add weird and value, or W and value, to the end of your prompt. Prompt example: imagine prompt, rabbit in knight's armor, weird 250. After that, imagine prompt, rabbit in knight's armor, weird 1500. And this is the same prompt, without the weird parameter. While here we really have a rabbit that is dressed in armor, where I used the weird parameter, the images are more strange and non-standard. What's the difference between weird, chaos, and stylize? Chaos controls how diverse the initial grid images are from each other. Stylize controls how strongly Midjourney's default aesthetic is applied. Weird controls how unusual an image is compared to previous Midjourney images. 23. Make a short video. Use the video parameter to create a short movie of your initial image grid being generated. Video only works on image grids, not upscales, and with model versions 5, 5.1, 5.2, and Niji5. First, add video to the end of your prompt. Second, once the job has finished, click Add Reaction. Then, select the envelope emoji. The Midjourney bot will send a link to the video to your direct messages. Click the link to view your video within a browser. Right-click, or long press to download the video. 24. Multiple prompts. For example, I have a main prompt, Eiffel Tower cup illustration. I will get an illustration of a mug with the Eiffel Tower on it, or some combination of a mug and a tower. If I want to get two separate objects as a result, which are glass and separately the Eiffel Tower, then I will run the same prompt, putting a double colon, with no space between the two nouns. I already have two objects in the images. "25. Specify the perspective types." In your prompt, you can specify what perspective you want for your image. Couple dancing Argentine tango, frontal view. And then, a couple dances Argentine tango, aerial view. You can experiment a lot to get better and better images. 26. Specify the lighting for your image, or how to light the objects in your image. For example, these can be illuminated silhouettes, twilight, lighting during sunrise or morning light, cinematic lighting and others. To demonstrate, I'll add to this prompt, lighting during sunrise. And I get two people dancing the tango during the sunrise. 27. Specify the color palette you want to use in your prompts. For example, earth tone color palette, pastel color palette, etc. I'm going to use the same prompt again with the tango, but I'll specify that I want to get a result in pastel tones. A couple dances Argentine tango, aerial view, image in pastel colors, pastel color scheme. Here, totally different results were obtained, and in pastel tones. And here I will use a prompt with vibrant colors. 28. Specify in your prompt the mood you want your image to convey. For example, serious mood, happy mood, surprised mood. For example, in this prompt, I want to get an image of Alice from Wonderland in a happy mood. And this here is the same prompt, but with a sad mood. You can see that indicating the mood can be quite well expressed in the images that are generated. You can experiment with different moods such as hope, bliss, passion, discontent, anxiety. 29. Specify the composition. If it is not specified, then the desired object will be positioned in the middle. If you add the rule of thirds, you can move the subject, for example, to the right or left of the image, achieving a completely different kind of perspective. 30. Use collective nouns. For example, if you want to have several rabbits in your image, write group of rabbits instead of several rabbits. Or a litter of dogs, or a set of stars, a group of athletes. So you'll get much better results if you just write in the plural. For example, a group of bunnies that are around colorful Easter eggs. 31. Try using emoticons for quick and fun props. I put 2 to 3 emoticons in the prompt and see what happens. For example, a smiley face with a heart plus sunset plus those lips. And lo and behold, I got some romantic landscapes as well as beautiful women. 32. Make pictures to color. You can make different images that you can then put together in a coloring book for children that you can sell on Amazon KDP. Then in your prompt you should include a few key requirements, such as these: no background, line art for coloring pages, vector lines, imagine prompt, a cute lion, Disney style, no background, line art for coloring, drawings for children, cool coloring pages, coloring book art, coloring book page style vector lines, 8K R2:3. It turned out a wonderful 4 images to color. I have a separate whole video on how to make a coloring book. I will leave the link in the description of this video. And this is the same prompt, but for a cute frog. 33. Make images in Mandala style or Zentangle style. For example, this is a Mandala style coloring image with this prompt: Mandala bird image, no background, line art for coloring, drawings for adult, cool coloring pages, coloring book art, coloring book page style vector lines, 8K. These are other similar images with the same prompt, but with different objects. I have a separate whole video on how to make a coloring book for adults in the Mandala style. I will leave the link in the description of this video. If you want to make an image in Mandala style, for design for t-shirts, mugs or similar, then in the prompt you need to specify the color palette, for example, vivid color. When you want to get a coloring image of a different theme, you can specify in the prompt, white background and Zentangle style. For example, this prompt, urban landscape, white background, Zentangle style. If you want to get interesting images in this style, you may not specify white background. You can make different Mandala style images that you can then put together in an adult coloring book that you can sell on Amazon KDP. You can also design Mandala style t-shirts to sell on Etsy. Make 3D images. If you want to get 3D images, you should also include a few key phrases in your prompts like these: a detailed 3D illustration, 3D vector art, 3D render. For example, with this prompt, I want to make a 3D design of sunflowers to use for sublimation printing for tumblers. I also added the tile parameter because I want the design to be seamless. The other option to get a 3D image is to add this style to the prompt, Japanese paper art quilling. You can clearly see that the design is seamless. They are beautiful and have a 3D effect. If this topic is interesting to you, look in the description of this video for a link to another video on the topic: how to design and sell 3D tumbler wraps like digital file and also physical tumblers. Make images of characters with a consistent character. I have a whole video dedicated to this topic. I will leave the link in the description. But in short, to get character images with a consistent character, you need to specify in the prompt that you want to get character, multiple poses and expressions. Little puppy dog character, multiple poses and expressions, small Jack Russell breed puppy, white puppy with black spots, children book illustration style, cute, Pixar style, full color, flat color, no outline are 16:9. How to then use the individual poses, as well as how to create these images the character that expresses a different character, you can watch in more detail in the video, the link is below. 36. Try making complex prompts using multiple parameters. Experiment with complex prompts by setting aspect ratio, style, tile. 37. Make an image of a landscape, Impressionism style, with oil paints, Van Gogh and Paul Gauguin style. You can then sell these art images as prints on Etsy. For example, French countryside landscape, Impressionism, Van Gogh and Paul Gauguin painting style. I plan to make a separate video about this business model, where you can sell art prints on a print-on-demand basis. And here's another style. Image of Mona Lisa in the style of Surrealism, painting style of Salvador Dali and Joan Miró. Image of a guitar in the Surrealism style, painting style of Salvador Dali and Joan Miró. Yes, I like the first image and will upscale it. "38. Make an image for a comic book. Use Niji model for anime-styled images. Beautiful policewoman in Paris, comic book-style image Niji 5. If you use the tips for creating a character with a consistent character, you could also create your own comic. And this is the same prompt in anime style. "39. Make an image Kawaii style. To achieve this, you need to put style Kawaii in the prompt. For example, guitar with glasses, holding a cup of coffee, style Kawaii, and I will put style 750 to get more artistic images. It didn't turn out exactly what I envisioned, so I'll try again using the double colon. And since this result, while very interesting, isn't very kawaii, I'll run the prompt again, but choose the version 5 model. This is already the style I was looking for." 40. If you sometimes imagine what you want, but don't know how to formulate a prompt, try Chat GPT. I asked Chat GPT something like that. Write me a prompt to use in text, or an image generator, like Midjourney, to represent a prompt to generate a cubist landscape. Set requirements for a high-quality camera, scaling in YouTube format, color and bright palette. Now I copy and paste the prompt directly from the Chat GPT into Midjourney. Wow, that turned out to be some really cool images. "41. Finally, it doesn't hurt to browse the community gallery from time to time, and get ideas and inspiration from there. From there you could, if you like something, copy the prompt and modify it to suit your needs. You can also look for inspiration from other text and image generators, such as Leonardo, where you can also copy your prompts, and also browse the community's images for the types of models that Leonardo offers. If I like this image, I can copy it and then modify it. I will add a 750 stylization, as well as a tile for a seamless image. An intricate quilled paper art style illustration butterflies, with a dreamy blue and bright pastel color palette, S750, are 3:2 tile. Friends, this was comprehensively the most important tips and tricks at the time of making this video. These AI programs are evolving at lightning speed, so we'll be keeping an eye out for updates. In the next video, I will demonstrate how you can create images in different art styles and what the results will be. Besides having fun, you can sell these prints on Etsy. Friends, if you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tuned for more similar content. Your engagement fuels my creativity and encourages me to keep to explore and share with you various possibilities.